Hi there, Pasha is here. In this video I would like to talk about Hoffman Process Program, how I learned about it, what I learned about it, and what I think about it at this date. I would like to begin from my friend David, who have been very patient and very kind to me, and he's the one who told me about the Hoffman Process Program. He has a very good opinion of it. He went through it himself, and it helped him. So obviously I was interested and I looked into it, following his advice. Then I had two other people familiar with the program provide their feedback, which I would like to share. So one of them was Anis, who also said a few good words about the program. Anis is not a friend of mine, but a person I briefly know, but I respect him very, very much. So his words have been important to me. And then I have another person who I also respect and trust, and that person is a psychotherapist. And she wasn't so happy or so excited about this process, the Hoffman Process Program. So there was some skepticism there. But it's fine that different people have different opinions, and I would like to form mine. So I actually went ahead and I scheduled an enrollment process with them. I read through their booklet and listened to their audio, and that's what I want to share in this video. I just got off the call. I had a call with a person named Amanda. She's a really, really good person. She lives in Australia. The program is international, but they have presence in 25 countries, as I learned. And I've been talking to Australian representative because my friend David went through Australian program. And I took a few notes. I would like to go through our discussion and just let you know what I feel and how I feel about it. But before that, I guess I should share what Hoffman Process is about, why I'm looking into that. To my current knowledge, and please forgive me if I'm not completely accurate. Everything I say is just my words, just my thoughts, and I'm being honest with that. So with that said, Bob Hoffman is a person who is no longer with us. He passed away, but he developed this program which got some traction, not through public advertising, but through mouth-to-mouth referrals who went through the process and who enjoyed it. It is about self-discovery. It is about connecting with your deep roots. It is about with fixing, or a better word, healing some of the deeper traumas that we all carry from our childhood. So it is all connected to parents. It is all connected to our childhood. It is all connected to things that we don't necessarily see or experience daily, but they live deep inside us. I myself do believe in a deep role of parents and our relationship with parents in our lives, and I do believe in our early age emotions and experiences being very impactful and long-lasting. So that's why I sympathize with this program. Reading through the booklet, I learned a few things, the model that Hoffman built, and I also like that, the model of 4 cores, which I would not go into detail here, but for the sake of this video, I do approve, and I do love that too. So what did we talk about with Amanda? These days, due to COVID-19 pandemia, they no longer run active groups because of the social distancing that is in place in many countries. Normally, the Hoffman process requires you to be physically present for about a week on the group setting, where the entire group goes through some experiences. And then after that, there is a follow-up program. But again, I would not speak too much of what I know not very well. I'll talk about what we had discussed. And I'm just going to go through my notes here. So the first thing we talked about is how kids, or I guess children, born with innocence and purity. And this also resonates with me hugely. I just recorded a video earlier today on why we love babies, which I will publish before this one, so you will get the idea from there. The program, according to Amanda, has 4 steps of transformation, personal transformation, and it's unbelievable how they managed to package all that in just 7 days, to be honest. I think if the promise is true, if people actually get through all of this in just 7 days, it's amazing. A fantastic promise and fantastic program. But let me explain what are those 4 steps. So 4 steps are first, awareness; second, expression; fourth, compassion and forgiveness; and the 4th one is new behavior. So awareness is becoming aware of those things that are deep inside you, things that happened to you at some point of your life in the past since you were born, which you not necessarily remember of or feel the impact of. So becoming aware of that is crucial for next step. And that is step number 1, awareness. Step number 2 is expression. Every single one of us had a different life and different experiences and different traumas early in the age. So becoming aware is first step, and second step is becoming available to talk about it, express it, share it. We didn't discuss details of this step, but I imagine that's why the group setting is so important and so powerful, because you need to share that with others. You need to express yourself. Jumping a little bit ahead, and my own experience is that in the past 3 months I've been doing this process in a way. I did become aware first of the problems deep inside me. I did it by myself without any instructor or trainer. I did it through consciousness exploration, conscious exploration, through meditation. You could call it. Yeah, there's a lot of meditation, through searching why, the answer to the why. So I did that myself. And then when I became aware, I began to talk about it. And I began to talk about it with my partner, with Ola. And she was really kind and listening and accepting. And that's why I was able to get through that step. So again, what I'm getting into, the Hoffman process, is very much similar to what I went through myself recently. And that's why I love learning about it and talking about it, because it helps me understand what happened to me. So second step was expression, and I did express myself to Ola. I did express myself to my parents, and my parents did not like that. They actually got super worried. They got super angry. They at some point wanted me to see psychotherapist, because they were worried about my mental health. At a different point, they got angry at me, and they didn't want to talk to me anymore. So all of that happened within a short period of time. That short period of time I call expression. So I was expressing myself, and that didn't always go well. That was not always accepted well, except for my partner. My partner accepted me all the way, and that is a blessing. That is a blessing. I hope every single one of you finds a partner like that. But anyway, I continued to express myself to my parents. Then I did try to express myself to my sister. That didn't go so well, so I stopped. And then I tried to express myself to my friends, and to my surprise, some of my friends managed to tolerate. They managed to listen and not criticize, not to get infuriated or angry, like my parents sometimes did. And that teaches me another lesson. And some friends are better than others in the way of capability of listening. But anyway, that's the second step, the expression. The third step, according to Amanda, is compassion and forgiveness. And that is huge, huge, huge and difficult. And I think I'm still going through that. I've done a lot of that already, but it's still not entirely done. How do I measure that? Well, my discussions with some of my friends have led me to become angry at them, to become annoyed by them. And that's the opposite of compassion and forgiveness. So same thing happens when I talk to my father. It's really hard for me to not judge him, to forgive him, to let him go, to forgive him and express compassion. That is not an easy task, but I'm working on it. And again, it's fantastic that Hoffman process is exactly that, and it says exactly those words. And the fourth step, well, actually, I think there's a fifth step, but anyway, the fourth step is new behavior. So according to Professor Hoffman and the Hoffman group, the next step would be to build up the new habits, the new behavior, the new communication style, the new yourself. And that is also happening already. I do try to be less judging. I do try to be more listening. I do try to be more grateful. And as I try, I learn it's the right way. I learn that people love that. People come back to me when I do those things. So, but I'm by no means I'm done here. I'm also in a process. But what fascinates me is how on point Hoffman process is. And then the fifth step, I suppose, is building up spiritual yourself. So on the new behavior thing, on the previous step, it's more about interacting with the physical world, interacting with others, interacting with human and non-human material. And the fifth step is building up your spiritual core. And here, it's the first time I feel some conflict, because I feel like I build up my spiritual self between steps 1 and 2, or maybe around step 2, like somewhere over there. I feel like in my case I started from awareness for sure. That was the first step. Then I think I build up spiritual self along the way of expressing myself. I think that's how it worked for me. So I did it prematurely, and that was painful. It was actually painful. I had experienced almost 2 panic attacks, which I would talk about later in a separate video. But that was exactly that. That was a searching for spiritual self, and that was not easy, and that was premature according to Hoffman process. But in my case, it happened on a step 2, on the step of expression. Let me continue reading my notes, because I don't want to get this video too long. When you truly forgive them and yourself, when you begin to love them and express compassion, then they begin to forgive you. That's a very strong statement, and I agree to it. If you start from yourself, if you want to, okay, so what is this about? This is about relationship. And in the case of Hoffman, they're talking about parents, but I expand this to any relationship. I challenge that any relationship works like that, whether it's you and your parents, you and your kids, you and your spouse, partner, you and your friends. If you begin from yourself, if you truly forgive the other person and yourself, if you begin to love the other person and yourself, so forgiveness, love, and you express compassion to the other person, it will come back to you. That person will feel forgiveness, love, and compassion. I just wholeheartedly believe this is true. Another interesting phrase here is your compassion to them towards the other person or your parents will release their guilt towards you. And that's very, very true. If you express compassion to somebody, they would feel bad about, being angry at you. Like, why would I be angry at somebody who is compassionate to me? It just doesn't work like that. So the guilt is exactly that. If I experience guilt and person is compassionate, well, I will stop experiencing guilt. Okay, next. Act of forgiveness is a new behavior. Okay, so that's the behavior they set up on the step 4, act of forgiveness. We are not trying to get rid of negativity. That is also a very good statement. I like that. Because it's all about positivity and raising up positivity, cheering up yourself and others, more so than talking about negativity and trying to lower it down. It's just old news. I don't agree. Deepen your compassion for yourself, sure. As somebody who, okay, this is not related to my talk here. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry for the shaking thing. Okay. Yeah. By the way, sorry for the background and for the poor video quality and blah blah blah. All these videos are just temporary notes. I don't intend to keep them forever. If you're watching this video, thank you. Thank you for making that choice for your time. I really appreciate every single person who listens to me and more importantly provides feedback to me. By the way, yeah, I'm done talking about Hoffman, so let me just give a few closing words. I really love hearing back, so if you have anything to say, I hate it, that or this thing was not good, that or that thing was great, please share. And I know many people don't like to share their opinion in public. They don't post comments, they don't write comments. Many people delete themselves from Facebook, which is, again, totally fine, and that's your choice, and that's your right to be careful and hide your identity. But I do ask you to give me feedback in some way, like whether it's a private message on Telegram, a private message on Skype, a private message on WhatsApp, a private message on Kakao Talk, a private SMS, Hangouts, any channel, email, whatever channel you like, please reach out and give back your feedback. I don't care about likes, to be honest, and subscriptions, but I do care about feedback. Please let me know what you think. Peace.